Rowdy Beaver 33. I'm going to start a little bit something new. I want to start calling it the Tailgate hiking gear reviews. And it's just going to be, out in the woods, sitting on the tailgate, going through some of my gear, and seemed like a good spot, to actually do reviews. I've got, the new pack that I just got, the Go Light Jam, is all loaded up with some gear. I'm not going to do a what's in my pack video just yet, because I don't have it quite where I want it, and I don't want to pull all that out and show you what I'm going to be getting. I want to show you what I've got, and that's what I will be doing right now, is just showing you what I've some of the gear that performed really well. I don't know if you've watched my other videos. My wife and I went to Estes Park here this past February 2011 and did some snowshoeing, and took several pieces of different layering setups, and as far as the clothing and things like that. There's a few items that performed really well that I wanted to talk about, and so I'm going to be pulling those items out of this backpack here, and showing those to you individually, and giving you my perspectives and opinions on each piece of gear. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first piece of gear that I want to talk with you about is one that I'm just really impressed with. It's one of my favorite things. It's one that'll go in my pack no matter what the season is, because in the evenings it typically gets cold, even here in Oklahoma. And by the way, that's where we're at, and it's a beautiful spring day in the great state of Oklahoma. It's about 65 degrees right now, just beautiful day. But in the evenings it still gets a little bit chilly, and this little piece of kit that I'm holding in my hand may be required. Well, I'll just cut right to it. It's a Patagonia Nano Pullover. It's about a half zip, and this is it in this little bitty pouch. And this little pouch that it's in is actually its chest pocket, little Napoleon pocket that it has. And this little package right here, fits nicely into your pack. It only weighs about 10 ounces, and it's super compressible, super lightweight. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it out for you. Oh, before I do though, I just wanted to show you this also. It has a little, just a little loop right there. So, for you folks that like to, climb and things like that, and you can go ahead and carabiner this to your pack. And if it starts getting cold, you can go ahead and unhook it and throw it on. I mean, it's that easy. It's that lightweight. But I'll go ahead and pull it out. And this is it, completely unfurled, and just looking it over, you can tell that all the stitching is really well done. It's super soft material. I mean, you could wear this, just on next to your bare skin, and it just feels really good. It's insulated with a Primaloft 1 synthetic insulation, so it's not down, but it's very compressible even though it's not down, and it's very, very warm. Its warmth to weight ratio is pretty astounding. It's a really good looking piece also, and it's very, very simple. It doesn't have really any extras. It has a little elastic around the bottom, and so it closes off around your midsection to keep drafts out. There's no Velcro closure or anything like that in the cuff. It just has that same elastic hem around the cuff that again keeps the wind out. And speaking of keeping the wind out, just the jacket itself is very wind resistant, and it has a DWR finish on it as well that will repel a light rain or a mist. I mean, you don't want to take it out into a downpour or anything like that, but it will repel a light shower for a little while. But you definitely want to put on a hard shell if it starts coming down heavy. Another thing I really like about it, it's got a little chin protector that goes over the zipper. I mean, it's just a nice little attention attention to detail that Patagonia has that shows up in a lot of their clothing. They didn't miss it on this particular piece either. Again, it has the Napoleon pocket right here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on so you can actually see what it looks like on. And I'll probably start sweating immediately because this thing really it gets warm in a hurry. And I mean, it just, it looks super sharp. It feels really good on. You can just throw it on. When you start hiking, your blood starts going and you get pretty hot. But as soon as you stop to have a snack, if it's cold outside, you start cooling off in a hurry. So you pull over, sit down on a log, whip out some trail mix or a sandwich or whatever you're going to be eating on the trail, and just throw this thing on. Throw it on, and you will stay warm throughout your little break. And before you take off, stick it back in your pack and keep on keeping on. Anyway, this is, just to mention this also, it's right around $150 normally. There's a store that I do like called Backwoods, and they have sales from time to time. And I had been admiring this jacket for a really long time, and I was wanting it, and I kept putting it off and putting it off. And my wife and I went to the Backwoods in, I believe it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they actually had their big sale going on. This thing was half price. It was around $75. I couldn't believe it. Of course, I had to pick it up, immediately. It's a great piece for $150, let alone $75. So this is the Patagonia Nano Puff. Great piece of gear. Highly recommend that you get one. And that's all I've got on this piece.